Foxy getting his navy back, doing some attacking. The UEF shields do provide pretty good security from torpedo bombers as well as cruisers under those shields. And if Sefa does not take control of Navy, this will be big trouble for his team. On the other side, it is very big trouble for Berghain, who's been basically dominated in Navy by all those torp bombers. We see another drop from Lappen. He's been doing these T2 drops. It looks like he'll be able to sneak it in past the ASF, so it was T1 Raider, but it is late. Whole bunch of T1 units. However, he's not moving them, and pays the price. A single bomb from a T2 bomber kills them all. We see a nice use of broadswords at T3 gunships from UEF against the UEF Navy. Have a lot of firepower. Really need to get the shields around his destroyer. And a nice drop from Foxy, T2 drop, T1 units, but drops him into range of a T2 PD. And another drop somewhere farther away. It's going to take out 3 T2 mass extractors and keep on putting on pressure. Of course, broadswords are great for cleaning up drops. And Foxy's Navy keeps on rolling. Terrible situation for Berghain. He's making T2 PD, which will not be successful. Really good AA from Seraphim here. Lots of T2 flak. Really no chance to bomb these, and the cruisers can hit you from far away. Berghain getting some shields up. Might be able to buy some time for his team, but actually see Strat bombers trying to bomb here and get killed quite easily. It was a single pass. Berghain shields are beginning to fail. See a nice amphibious force from Synd trying to help his ally out, as well as a lot of T-torp bombers from Cure. It looks like actually Berghain's teammates will save him for a little while. On the other side, Foxy doing a lot of damage, wiping out quite a bit of Alien's old base. You see all these empty mass extractors. And he will be focusing now on Lappen perhaps. And there is a GC that Sefa has made. It's moving on to Lappen's base, and Lappen actually has a fatty which he can use for defense against Grandpa's Navy. So a pretty bad situation. Synd is working on a chicken, is only about a third of the way done, which will probably be late for that GC. Synd's base has been scouted, so they see that he's only working on this chicken, and it appears that the GC, followed by a lot of T2 shields as well as other T2 units from Lappen, will be moving in, and the fight between the fatty and the cruisers is beginning. Cruisers actually do have the range on it, and if the fatty isn't microed, they can do pretty big damage. But Foxy is moving his navy back to help out against the GC. And the chicken will actually be done in time, but Synd is going to have to watch his ACU. It's a pretty good shield presence. For whatever reason, the Lappen is lagging with his support, and broadswords could also probably be very useful. Although with these cruisers in range, these will be dead pretty quick. The battle is beginning. Not the best micro. A lot of shields here that could have helped the GC out. With this chicken actually standing under shields, not taking any hits yet, with the GC already taking quite a bit of damage. Synd making more shields, T2 shields. You can build them very quickly. It's a good play for Synd. It would really help if he had a couple of T1 PDs to kill off all this T2. Of course, as soon as the chicken kills the GC, the chicken will be able to clean up pretty well. Actually, Synd does have a whole bunch of T2 bots, Yoshivas, which are pretty much walking PDs, so he is in good shape. Not the best team play here from Lappen, and Sefa did not coordinate well and gave a nice piece of mass to Synd. Also good support from Foxy, who provided nice anti-air. Second fatty being finished by Lappen. He will now have two. One of them is fighting off Foxy's navy, and the other one may be used against this chicken for whatever reason people are pausing. Pretty good defensive base from Synd if anything happens. So now a chicken that's just standing there against the fatty is not a good situation for Synd. So now he's going to have to be moving forward, and now he will retreat, not take the chance. On the other side, a big development, Berghain is able to drop in a harms in the T3 torpedo from Synd, which will give him a lot of time against these destroyers. A lot of damage per second on this one. And he's trying to make a second with 4 destroyers now targeting this harms. One good way to kill harms, they're underwater. However, if you focus your ground attack units to shoot above it, you can damage it pretty quick. So it works really well with destroyers. Not sure if it works with Seraphim destroyers who have the beam weapon. One harm is dead, and actually see this is exactly what Zandak was doing with his cruisers, hitting with missiles right above, but the second harms is done. And now third is being done, and all these destroyers will die. Very well played from Berghain. Chicken trying to dance his way out of this fatty. However, is taking quite a bit of damage. Really hard thing to defend against, given that fatty has a really nice base to run away to. Now the fatty actually moving in on Synd's base, who's making the second chicken. So the Seraphim shields will provide a little bit of time, but you got to be aggressive against the fatty. Cannot just have it hit you for a long time. A nice piece of defense from Berghain. He's got a number of TMDs to protect against cruisers, plus harms, which will keep his base safe for a while. However, we see a really nice torpedo move from Lappen, most likely targeting Berghain's ACU, and that's a very good move, which will most likely put an end to this game. However, for whatever reason, those torpedoes are not targeting the ACU, they're targeting the harms, and take out the harms. A counterattack with the T2 bombers and ASF from Berghain. He will no longer be able to stay in the water because his ACU is very vulnerable. But the T2 bombers and Tor bombers should be able to keep back these destroyers for a little while. And another fatty from Sefa here, most likely given to him by Lappen. He's trying to protect the beach spot from Alien. And broadswords from Grandpa himself, which will be killed easily by ASF. Now it appears to be snipes coming in from Synd against this fatty. Take down a lot of shields. We're not able to actually hit the fatty itself. We see a nice cruiser versus TMD battle here. Foxy cruise missiles. Whole bunch of TMD from Lappen. Some are able to make impact though, some of the missiles. And a gift from Cure to Berghain, a fatty that will keep his base safe for a while. And now 2 fatties from Lappen are gonna have to start retreating because 2 chickens are moving in on him. And actually a great snipe from Synd takes out one of the fatties. Massive piece of torpedo bombing against Foxy's army, Foxy's navy. Is able to break down the shields, however doesn't actually hit any of these cruisers. And now a nuke has been launched, and this is a nuke from Zon, most likely going against Berghain here.